Hey guys, it's Shoayb and welcome to the live update of Crypto Affairs. It's 15th of April, 10 a.m. in the morning, and today we're gonna have a discussion on where the Bitcoin and Ethereum is headed, and there's a lot of speculation going on. So we're gonna see what are the rationalities on the chart and where's the volume is currently at, and what are we looking at for the rest of the week. So yeah, let's get started. It's just the quick update that I'm gonna give you regarding the Bitcoin and my yesterday setup. Ethereum also, we'll also gonna have a look on XRP, SXP, and the Litecoin, and also have a look on Atom itself. Apart from the cryptocurrency, we'll also gonna have a look on the gold and the dollar chart. Alright, so let's get started. Let me share my screen here. I hope you can see my screen. So before we dive into the analysis, let me share my setup that I just gave in mentoring launch. Yesterday night, I was just having this range mapped out, and I was looking at to short from this level at 30,506. We were already hovering above than that at this point, so that was my entry for the short, and my target was at 0.5 level. So I'm just gonna give you the clue why I selected it, because the range was completed and BTC was bound to go downwards, and I kept my SL above 30,648. So I booked my profit. Actually, my stop loss got hit in profit. I moved that before I went to sleep at around this level here. So I booked around 0.5% of the value of my current position size, and rest assured the market popped up. So thankfully I maintained my risk, and at the end of the day I got out of this position even in profit. So let's get started. This range is completed. We already discussed on it in our last session. So let me switch to 3-hourly chart here. Let me remove this. Let's start with our usual January setup here. Okay, so here we are, and let's have a look on the weekly. So we had this weekly resistance mapped out way before like this year. It was mapped at around 30th May 2022, so it was almost a year ago, and now it's playing out. It already played out, it just absorbed. I'm just gonna give you a quick insight of it, that we went through it. We were testing this level at 29,899, since the 30,000 level played as a more psychological level, same as the 20,000, and then we didn't close any 3 hour, at least on my charts, and not even a single candle below than that, and that was a huge move, you can say, pretty much aiming to the upper level. So maybe this was the reason of the weekly playing out, but BTC shooting up mostly you can say $1,000 in a single minute. That was way beyond the terms of the technical analysis. It was a pure manipulative move by 23 wallets, which we were looking at the aggregated data yesterday in the morning, almost at like 6 a.m. The Asian time, the GMT +5 time zone. So Ether went up $90 almost, and it shot through the level of 2100 in a single minute. Same goes for the BTC, and rest of the alts were pretty much laying there. But we already saw the stuff that dominance were at its peak. If you see my Twitter, I've shared my charts there. Like the dominance was at its 3-year all-time high. So at 49%, and then it started to move down. So we were saying the alts were popping up, but it's not gonna pop up like 5 or 6% in a single minute. That was really suspicious move by Ethereum itself. So looking at the aggregated data, we saw some huge movement of 23 wallets which were having 10 million plus balance, and all just came into the Ethereum. Ether went up, and all the pairs according to it, even it pushed the BTC itself up in this direction, and then after that it all settled down, went down again. So it was a pretty safe to say it was not something you can say, oh, I was just marking out the technical analysis and I just long from there. Where nobody was longing at that point. Asians were not even up. USA market was already closed. Like in terms of the hour, you can say it was hardly nobody was there as a retailer on the retailer's point of interest, if you know look at it like that way. So I already explained the Ethereum analysis on my Twitter yesterday, but we're gonna have a look on it also. So my interest zone in regarding BTC is the same order block that I mapped out in my last video, which is extending from 31,600 to 32,120. It's almost $500 thick, having a thickness of $500 on the charts. But there were two things that I was emphasizing in my last video, that the 30,000 resistance will not gonna play out, and it happened like that. And I also said that Ether will be having a retracement of some couple of dollars, and then it will gonna shoot through the psychological zone of $2,000, and it played out as we were looking at it. Let me show you. This was the point here at around here, and we were looking at, okay, this is the retracement we were talking about. This was the range we were eyeing at. This was our low, this was our high, and it was just the 0.5 play out, and then it was just shooting up through the $2,000 as much as high as almost close to 2150, and then now it's still being there. There's an order block which can play out, and I'm gonna talk about some resistances we were looking at yesterday. This is the very simple chart. We have our high of like, if we're gonna talk about the date wise, it was about the 4 April 2022, and then our lows of 18 June 2022. All right, so after that our range is defined. Okay, we are approaching at 0.5 level of this range, so either we're gonna be dropping at this zone from $100 $150 above the current price. Either we're gonna be dropping from here, or else if we stabilize as this point, well, we're gonna shoot through the 27 level at the mid of $2,700. Why? Because there's no resistance while we were going down. There was no support, so there's no resistance on its way up, and it's pretty clear to see while people start to short. You got to see either it's gonna stabilizing on 2230 or not. If it does, well, it will be shooting towards the 27 levels, and all the shorts will be racked regardless. So that's going on with the Ethereum. And talking about it, I'm not bullish. I'm just seeing the aggregated data, and I just want to say one thing: the rising wedges are not supposed to be the start or bull market itself. This is also the reason. If you look at the FRVP, you can see where the VAH, the value area high, well, I'm gonna stretch it to this day. Yeah, you can see the VAH is still lying at 1600 range. The POC surprisingly is still at $1,300. So what's how you're gonna interpret this volume? It's just the impulsive ones, the money flowing in impulsively, or the money is trickled down without a demand. That's why you are seeing the price is going up, but all the divergences, either you're going to talk about some RSI, the oscillator divergences, or some volume divergences, they are going down. So it's creating a huge bearish divergence even on the daily and also on the weekly chart. So this is my take on the Ethereum. Simple is that it's way too high just to long at this point, but it's way too early. Not way too early, but it's pretty early to short at this point. So you're just gonna be looking at the macro level of break of structure at this point. This is your BOS at 1821 levels. Actually this is the one. since we are going up, so I'm just tweaking it a bit, not just keep it like 1856 level is your BOS. Until we lose this, we are bullish, we are going up until we lose this level. And losing this level is like, okay, if the market goes up in like the price in Ethereum and then it went down, it loses this, it's not a point to short here. Well, let it retest it, get rejected from, and then this is the point we'll be looking at for our potential shorts. Speaking of which, I'm gonna give you the example of SXP. I already posted chart and entire setup that I already gave you in my last 2-3 analysis. Well, this was the BOS and the same structure we are seeing in Ethereum, and our BOS was standing at 0.7752. Once the SXP loses that, it went up, respected it to the cent value, and then it moved down to the other BOS which was at 64.71, again losing it, retesting it, going down, and then again losing it, retesting it, staying above it, and then stabilizing above it, and then it shot through it. So this is how the levels work out. Once you know what you are doing, you know what the market is saying to you. So don't go like, you know, aping in the shorts and BTC and even the gold itself just because you think your indicators are overbought and you should short. Well, you're gonna be getting wrecked and blowing your account regardless, so be careful with that. All right, so we are done with BTC, we are done with Ethereum, and let's move towards another setup. Oh yeah, we have the XRP. I already gave it on my Twitter. Do we have our tweet? No, we don't have the tweet here. So I gave it when the price was hovering at this level, and the agenda was simple: let it stabilize above the BOS, then you're gonna, you know, long towards the BSL, the liquidity side, and that's what happened, and we saw the 4.62 rise in that value. And lastly, we're gonna have a look on the Atom setup. This was a high time frame setup, and I tweeted on the 30th of March that Atom about to rip shorts. It was building a range. It was pretty clear to me, like we were ranging out, if you can make any sense out of it. In the LTF, it was creating its range. This was your immediate top, and this was your immediate bottom. All right, so Atom was pretty much not losing the support, but not even losing the 0.5 level, the mid level of it. So I tweeted at around $11 when it was hovering at, like, it will gonna wreck the shorts, it will gonna rip it. So a lot of people long you know, went long in it, and also long at this point, but I minted at around 3 or 4%. I went in with like couple of entries. I was booking at a 1-2% move, and I was pretty much, you know, done with that. So it went as high as 0.5 of this range also, and even the 0.5 of this range, the bottom and the top. Right, so this was the 0.5 level. It was just an additional confluence that I was looking at, and either you want to go with the half wick strategies, even if you go with it, so it also respected that. So that's the total of 14% in a couple of days, so not bad in a single coin. So I'm still seeing some higher ends, but it will gonna come back, retest the levels, retest this you know, zone, the equal highs, you can say here. If you know what I'm talking about, well, you can go back and check my videos. I've already taught you all that stuff. So these are the equal highs. It can come back again, retested it, and then if it build any strength, you can long it to this liquidity point of 13.43. This is the Atom setup, and I'm just in, if you are still watching this video, I'm just gonna give you the quick insight of EGLD, which I also think might pop up soon, because the range is playing out in the same scenario here. This technical analysis is play out, so I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna go with very simple setup, the immediate high, the immediate low, and this is your 0.5. so let it stabilize here, because it's making a harmonic, potential harmonic, you can say. Sometimes it played out. So let's wait for the B point at $41. let it stabilize, and then you can long it till 0.5, which is at 44. If it stabilizes above than that, then you're gonna aim it higher towards $49 value. So I was just eyeing out on it. I'm not in it for now, but I'm interested to long it. So let's have a look how it will gonna turn out in coming days. All right, so that's all about the cryptocurrency. And if you have any queries or ask questions, do ask me, and we're gonna have a look on it. Let's move towards the gold here. Gold is being really interesting since a couple of days. So we had our highs. Let me open my setup. Do I have it? Well, it was already tested, the SDF POIs. I'm gonna remove these ones. Alright, let's do a fresh analysis. I'm gonna turn off the session breaks. So yeah, this was our psychological zone of $2,000. I'm just gonna roughly mark it here. All right, so this was our zone of $2,000. We tested it earlier on 20th of March, got rejected from it. Then again on 23rd, rejected from it. Again on 24th, rejected on it. Then we breached through the 4th of April. Again going back down. So it was a really choppy move. If you look at this scenario, coming back to the 15 minute chart, we had a really choppy move. It was the day of CPI, and then it went as high as $2,048 just because the dollar was dropping. It was pretty much nosediving at that point, right? It was pretty much nosediving. So the money was flowing in from dollar to gold, and it was going through the roof, and then stabilize it. There was no demand, and now it literally nosedive again to this 1992 level. What was the reason behind it? I'm just gonna remove this point. There's a very minor harmonic which I also traded. I'm gonna show it to you. It was a really beautiful harmonic here. You can see here it was on the day of, I think it was just a start of a day, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it was the 11th of April. The market was moving choppy. It went down, then made a little higher here, made a little higher low, and then it went up. And this B point was untested. So all the way up, doing all this shenanigans, coming back down to this dollar value, respected that. So I was having an eye on it, so I shorted it, but I booked really early at this point on the half wick at around $96-97. I actually shorted from the psychological level of $2,000 and I already booked it. So I was eyeing on it. It was already on my charts, not on my system, but on my phone, since I was doing the analysis on the phone. So I had it on my charts, and once I look at it, I was like, okay, this is the reason that we went down. So if you look at the index, it was pretty obvious. It went to the dollar value. But speaking of which, how the situation is looking out when it comes to the Monday, the question is here: can you please share chart of neo Chinese coins going to be pumping in future in your opinion? All right, we're gonna have a look on it. Just to give you my 2 cents on it, how the Monday is looking at it. This is our immediate top. This is the bottom. We may come back down again to retest it, go sideways, then sweep it, and then moving back up to the 2010s level. This is my plan for the Monday as the market opens. So let's see how it will gonna turn out, right? Yeah, now coming back to the questions. New. All right, let's have a look. Well, I don't have any true bias about it, if the Chinese coin are going to pump or not. Well, until the dominance settle down, until the money flow from the BTC to the altcoins, everything will gonna be choppy a bit, then having an impulsive moves, and then coming back down again for the correction. So there's no an obvious bias to look at it, and there's no rationality to go for it, because there's no reason on the charts like, okay, there's a certain set of coins that will gonna pump for sure, just because this and that is happening on the charts. Well, nothing on in my chart, so hope you can understand. Okay, so let's move towards the neo. It's actually ranging in between at 0.5 levels, if I'm not wrong. The POC must have been also lying here. Let's see. Yep, the POC is also lying here. So in the LTF, we may come back down at the 0.5 level. You can also see how it respected to the dollar value. But yeah, it's pretty much ranging out between the VH and VAL. So can't really say about it until it, happens to go for its move first. So let it play out, let it play its move first, then you can enter accordingly. There has been news about the Chinese yuan going global, competing with dollar. It's not a news, it's a fact, but it's way bigger than that, these Chinese coins. So maybe a temporary FOMO can kick in, not FUD but positive FOMO, that the Chinese coin will gonna go up and all that kind of stuff, but it will be temporary. Don't listen to these, don't try to connect these kind of stuff, because these people are just here for your liquidity, right? They're gonna put out any news or any mindset, so you may think, all right, this is will gonna pump, I'm gonna put my entire portfolio in it just to being lucky. Well, this is how you get wrecked. If the grandma can see, there's a high chance it will not gonna play out. So that's my opinion on it. All right, so that's all the update. I'm gonna go and hit bed. I'm gonna see you in the evening, and if you have any queries, do ask me in the comments. I'm gonna post the charts also like on my Discord and on my Telegram, and I'll be seeing you. And I hope you enjoyed the video that I posted 2 days ago regarding the strategy until I was losing money, the title. So do let me know what do you think about it, and if you are liking these kind of videos, do let me know. I can also share these. And apart from that, if you want me to dissect my own setups, already played out setup which I gave in a form of signal, or any analysis based on whatever I give on Twitter, if you want me to make videos on it, do let me know, so it can work as an additional confluences with already the stuff you are studying from my videos. So I guess it will gonna work out. I think it will gonna help you a lot in that scenario. So I'm gonna see you soon, and thank you so much for tuning in at this hour. And yeah, Allah Hafiz.